Apparently there are sharks in volcanoes. Like, I'm not joking. Like, they literally just discovered this. It is freaking insane. Hey, Jacob, welcome. Sharks have been found in an underwater volcano called Cavachi, located in the southwest Pacific Ocean near the Solomon Islands. The volcano is nicknamed Sharkano because of the sharks that live inside its crater, which is insane, which includes scalloped hammerheads and silky sharks. Hi, Muhammad. Welcome. Hi, Steven. Welcome. Okay, so I'm going to do the introduction again since you guys just got here. Apparently, there have been, peace upon you. Yeah, thank you. There have been sharks found in volcanoes. I know that sounds insane. Just hear me out. This is factual. Like, it is kind of insane. It is factual, though. Sharks have been found in an underwater volcano called Cavachi, located in the southwest Pacific Ocean near the Solomon Islands. Hello, welcome, Squeegee. The volcano is nicknamed Sharkano because of the sharks that live inside its crater, which includes scalloped hammerheads and silky sharks. Cavachi is an active submarine volcano situated in the southwest Pacific Ocean. That's how the sharks have access to this, because the volcano is under the water, which is insane, but it is really, really cool. That's so cool. I know, it's so cool. I have over here on this live stream, I have Mike and Sir Inferno. Welcome. We're talking about sharks that have been found in a volcano. I know it sounds kind of whack, but it's because the volcano's underwater. In 2015, an expedition discovered sharks living in the volcano's crater even as it was erupting. The sharks found in the crater included scalped hammerheads and silky sharks. The environment inside the crater is extreme, with high temperatures and acidity due to the volcano's activity, which is insane. In addition to sharks, other marine life such as bluefin, trevally, and snapper have also been observed living in this area. It is extremely hot for these sharks to be living here, but they live here. Let me see if I can move this live stream a little closer, so because the people on TikTok are just getting like my side perfume. That's a little bit better. Hi, welcome. I have 19 of y'all. So Muhammad says shark in an underwater volcano sounds so unreal. I know, it reminded me of, do you know Shark Week where it's like going crazy? Everyone's like, oh my god, sharks are flying from an airplane, shark in an airplane, shark on a boat, shark, ginormous shark, gigantic shark. This is true though. Sharks in a volcano is true. It's hilarious. I'm not even joking. Like, they found sharks in an underwater volcano in the Pacific Ocean, and they can the heat is fine. It's fine for them. What do you guys think? I have 4 people here on TikTok. I have 15 here on YouTube. Muhammad said it's so cool. Ramley says, but not all, but she's on point with some. Yes. Yeah, they specifically, thanks for the hearts over here, the likes, Mr. Goons 1985 in TikTok. Also, if you guys like this type of content, make sure to like and subscribe. Yeah, so it is specifically the scalloped hammerhead sharks and the silky sharks. So I thought that was pretty cool. Thanks for likes, you guys. So that's with the sharks. I actually did want to talk a little bit. If you guys are on my Discord, I made a Discord. You guys asked. I made one for you guys. Thanks for the likes, Mr. Dusty Vance. And welcome all the people. Yeah, thank you. I made it. You guys asked, so I made a Discord for you guys where we could talk about all the weird stuff. We were talking about the Appalachian Mountain. You know how a lot of people have all these weird encounters with, like, they think they see skinwalkers or mimics, just weird things in our reality. But there's another rabbit hole I started going down, which is pharaoh people. So a lot of these encounters can seem very mysterious. Like, people are sitting near a national park and they're hearing whistling. They're hearing things running behind the tree line, and they're like, oh, it's monsters. But honestly, there have been so many cases of encounters with feral people. Like, people who live in national parks, like they're not part of our society. They live in the Appalachian Mountain. I could totally see that being a thing where people are confusing them with monsters. I do believe in the paranormal, don't get me wrong. But yes, okay, I'm going to catch up on the comments on both, on YouTube and on TikTok. Hi, guys. So on YouTube, Rambly First Blood said there's a vid of hikers found an underground pond with baby s'mores. Ooh, interesting. I love the video, Stevenson. Thanks. And then we have someone from San Francisco, Rambly First Blood. Okay, let me catch up in the comments on TikTok. Let's see. Thanks for the likes and the hearts. Cultivated Memory says, I need superpowers. Chicken Nugget says, do you believe in Wendigos? So from what I know, a Wendigo, see, that's a good question because I'm not very versed in the lore. Isn't that like a flying Bigfoot type of thing? Right? It's like a Bigfoot, but it's just like it's flying and it scares people. It's like a bird, like a monster bird. And it has scared people in different areas. I do believe in the paranormal, and I believe there are creatures out there that we haven't been taught in the books, in the science books, that maybe are not, that maybe a little bit more smarter than the average bear, you know? Let's see. Let me catch up. I don't know what some of these comments mean, but hi, you guys. Okay, let me see the lore of the Wendigo, and I'll see if I can pull up a picture for you guys too. Cultivated. I do not do that, Mr. Cultivated. So North American people do believe in the Wendigo. Oh my God, I have a picture here, and it looks really creepy. The mythology of the Wendigo. I get, like, mid-flight, do you know what I see? Like, this does look really, really creepy. So he had teeth. Because I like to. Riley said your teeth showing, fix that. I mean, it's fine not to shapeshift in the open. Okay, I just have fun with it. You guys can check out my other videos. Sometimes I'm human. Okay, so let's see. Legends describe the Wendigo is an insatiable flesh-eating monster that was once human, transformed by greed or necessity. Oh, is it kind of like I don't know much of the lore. I feel like they fly. Don't they fly? I guess they don't fly. Do Wendigos fly? Let's see. Goes fly. Let me. Yes, Wendigos can fly, because I kept imagining them as birds. So I was like, oh yeah, they're like bird monsters, you know, like Bigfoot monster. Yeah, they're known to fly, this mythological creature. Let's see. Welcome back, Huang. Huang says that's not how Wendigo really looks like. Wendigos are tall, skinny humanoids. That is interesting because it did say that they used to be humans, right? Humanoids, they look like men and women that are starving to death with their bones coming out of their skin. They look more like pale crawlers. That is so creepy. And what you're describing, Huang, and I see I have a few people here. Thanks for the like, Mr. VW man. What you're describing, it sounds a lot like a depiction of a skinwalker. Like, a lot of people say, oh, I saw a skinwalker, and that's what they saw. Maybe they saw a Wendigo. Maybe it's the same thing. Some of them do look like Bigfoot, and some think they are very hairy. Yeah, that's where I got the Bigfoot idea, like the flying Bigfoot. Interesting. I like that perspective, because I feel like that creature with the bony and it like crawling at you, that is so scary, and I feel like that's real. Okay, let me catch up on the comments. Okay. So I'm on TikTok reading comments right now. Chicken Mugget says, they don't fly though. They are extremely fast though, and they can mimic humans. I keep watching encounters of okay, my window's right there, and I just heard something weird on my window, and now my cat is staring down my window. He's like locked in. That's why I went, uy. My Spanish came out of me. I'm sure it's fine, but I'm just watching my cat see what he's doing. Okay, so what were we talking about? Oh yeah. A lot of the encounters that I have seen because I've been going down the Appalachian Mountain rabbit hole, what you just described, chicken nugget, they don't fly though. They're extremely fast and they can mimic human. And with Juan's description of just like these pale, skinny humanoid things running really fast, a lot of people seem to be experiencing that in the Appalachian Mountain. That creature, I don't know if it's a Wendigo because it's in the Appalachian Mountain, but like that description, a lot of people think it's skinwalkers. Because Wendigos, Juan, you're more versed in this. They're like not in that area, right? They're from a different area, if I'm not wrong. And they're just describing them as skinwalkers or the feral people. A lot of people do believe in, and that's another thing. I honestly believe there's a bunch of feral ass humans living in the Appalachian Mountains, scaring the crap out of people. Maybe they're cannibals. Maybe they're tribes of cannibals, because people are having so many crazy experiences, and sometimes they seem like they're human. Like they're just feral. They're literally just feral humans just running around in the mountains, disappearing people. I do believe in the paranormal too, but I believe there's mix in there. And there's conspiracy theories on the feral people of the Appalachian Mountain. Some people believe that they're not quite human anymore. They've evolved, Juan says, are you a vampire? You have to guess. Ali P says, hi. So Juan says, let me keep reading. Huang says, because the moment you eat human flesh, even just a little, it opens you up to possession by a Wendigo. So people begin to slowly transform into a physical Wendigo. Oh my God. I mean, I think cannibalism is demonic, honestly. We should never. Curbsy says, hello, Paulina, hello. And what scares me is that whole meat conspiracy with McDonald's. They're pumping out way too many hamburgers daily for them to have the equivalent in cows. So that's scary. You're either eating just pure chemicals when you eat McDonald's, or you're eating something else. Juan says, no, Navajo and skinwalkers belong to the Navajo country. They can't leave their areas by power. They would have to slowly retake urban lands to do that, and that is hard. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, so I don't know what like the Navajo areas are, Juan, but that is very interesting. I do hear a lot of like, I just feel like there's so many creatures out there, I do hear a lot of like sightings of skinwalkers, but we could be categorizing things differently too. And I think the Navajo land is very big, right? Native American land is so mystical. I've noticed that. I used to work somewhere, which is kind of messed up that they did this, but I used to work somewhere where they built the offices over Native American burial grounds. And it was obviously that's kind of insulting. And it caused, like, I'm not joking, like it caused the worst paranormal stuff happening at work. Like that area was like a training area. Office, so we would go there to train, and everybody knew that it was super haunted, to the point where the manager became a ghost hunter because it was super haunted. He had footage, so in the office there was like cameras around the office, and he would have footage of things just flying off the shelves in the middle of the night. And then there's like a cellar, like a basement, which is odd for Florida, by the way. That's not normal. I never went out down there. I refused to go down there. And he would say that he would just hear like footsteps and things, and all the other employees would say that too. And then on top of that, there was one day that this girl, so everybody was respectful. Everybody knew that these offices were built on top of Native American burial grounds. So we were all respectful. Of course I'm going to be respectful. I'm just like nice, I'm peace, love, but there was a girl that came from another office to train there. And I guess she was super religious, but instead of just ignoring it, she decided to try to banish it and insult it, and banish it incorrectly, by the way, and insult it horribly and completely disrespect the Native American spirit that lived there, to the point where the next day, so I heard about this because I had already finished my training and I would only go there only for trainings. The next day, the people that worked there came back to work. So that girl came, took her training, did all that, and left, which is very insulting. The next day, the people who came to work, the computers were turned upside down, and then the toilet had black gunk coming out of it. And it was horrific. They had to clean all of that. They were super scared. They were trying to be like, we're respectful. I'm sorry. Like, and then they had to apologize for that girl. It was kind of insane. But it was so haunted that it turned the manager into a ghost hunter, which is kind of hilarious. And the footage was insane. Like, you can't manufacture things just flying off of the shelves in the middle of the night in a closed location, you know? I want to hear your thoughts. Okay. So, let me catch up. I have a lot of comments on TikTok and on YouTube. So I'm going to catch up on TikTok real quick. And I have 20 people on YouTube watching. I'll catch up on YouTube too. What do you guys think? I want to hear. So Nick Muggett says, so he's talking about the Wendigos. The original lore is that they do not fly. They're extremely fast though. I know, I that is scary. The speed is scary. Thanks for the follow, you guys. Nick Muggett says they can also mimic humans' voices to lure people away from groups. So they sound like skinwalkers, honestly. Like the Wendigo and the skinwalker lore's kind of merging in, if they're not flying, because I always imagine them as flying. Dusty Van says, do you think mammoths might still exist somewhere in Russia or Siberia? Honestly, possible. Like, there's so many areas that are not fully discovered. We're constantly discovering new animals, and there are scientists that are messing around with DNA, and they're trying to bring back extinct animals. That could be bad, or it could be good, or it could be extremely bad, like Jurassic Park. Come on. Okay, so let me continue. Thanks for all the follows. Lancelot says, don't say the creature's name. I don't, like, I'm super protected, and I know I'm fine. Thank you, though. Chicken Nugget says, Wendigos are usually in the north and cold. They were cursed because of being stranded in blizzards. Ooh, I want to hear more of what you have to say, Chicken Nugget. Let me catch up on Juan, because Juan over here on YouTube has said a lot. Juan, let me catch up. Ali says, vampire. Okay, Juan says, a famous Wendigo killer was and the killer. Ooh, the word Wendigo means wind walker, so they sort of fly. Not the way you would think. So maybe that's what Mr. Chicken Nugget was saying, where it's like they're just really, really fast. Now it's like they teleport using the wind. So one moment it's behind you, and the next so one moment is right next or right behind you or far away. Okay, that is crazy. Like, ooh, it's so scary. Does it look like American Horror? Ooh, yeah, spooky vibes. Gay. Okay, vampire. Bruce says vampire unite. Yeah. Okay. So Jacko says Appalachian Mountains are creepy AF and ancient land. Yes, I know. There's like there's just, it's so dense. Like there. Okay, I think it was Wong over here. He had mentioned in another live the 411 missing children, and that's tied to national parks. There's something going on with this. I started looking into that, and it's like there's so many missing people in the national parks, and it's like they don't put an effort to find them. Do you know what I mean, you guys? It's like, oh, they're missing. Or they're missing and they do appear, but their body appears on the other side of the mountain. Like, no physical way the person would have there. Or maybe a child appears on the other side and they're alive and they don't remember anything. There's a child that disappeared, and they picked him up again, and he had the most traumatized look in his eyes. So it's just like a lot of paranormal stuff are happening in the national parks. People do disappear, and they kind of just like, they're just missing. They're just not looking that well. Do you guys remember the Gabby Petito case where it was that famous girl on YouTube that her boyfriend killed her, which is horrible. They found when they were looking for her, they found a bunch of other bodies when they were looking for her. It's like they weren't even looking for the other bodies, but she was such a famous case that they found other bodies en route of looking for her. That's what I heard. Okay, let me catch up on the comments on TikTok. Then I'm going back on YouTube. Chicken Mugget says Wendigos have the deer skulls as one of their main traits. Ooh, okay, so it differentiates them, so skinwalkers wouldn't have that. And I could see the flying thing too, where it's like they run so fast they feel like they're flying, but they're running. Zombie says, I've never seen such a beautiful vampire. Oh, thanks. Oh, German, you have to figure that out. Beautiful. Thank you. That's actually correct. Yay. Thank you, guys. I'm glad you guys are enjoying these topics. That's what we do here. We just talk about all the weird stuff and we share our ideas. And we don't have to always agree, and that's okay, but we can learn from each other's perspectives. Okay. Juan says, Wendigos can also imitate other people. Yeah, that's what Mr. Nugget over here, chicken mugget. Like you mug a chicken nugget. I don't know, that's what I'm imagining. Like you run around and you see someone with a chicken nugget and you mug the chicken nugget and you run away. You're a mugger of chicken nuggets. I'm being cheesy. Okay, so okay, when Huang says Wendigos can also imitate other people, you hear a voice that sounds like your mother or your best friend or wife, and it can even read your thoughts if you aren't careful. They can also get in your head. That's creepy. If they can get in your head, that is very creepy. So Huang has a different perspective than Chicken Mugget, because Chicken Mugget believes that the Wendigos have a skull. Huang doesn't. Because he thinks it originates from an old horror movie from the 70s where they were depicted with deer skull, but in reality they look more like pale crawlers. I don't know why the pale crawler theory freaks me out more, because it's more humanoid. It's more creepy. At least the deer skull is like, oh, you're an animal, whereas like you're human. I can see that you were human, you know. Outdoor says skinwalkers also have animal skulls and horns. Interesting. See, how would you guys describe a skinwalker, the appearance of a skinwalker then? I'm curious. Because I thought they also kind of shapeshifted into, I don't know. I just also imagine them kind of like how you guys are depicting the Wendigos. Dusty Vanson's hearts. Thanks. So Ramboy says, I don't eat fast food. That's why I need, oh my God, to make a nugget run. I don't know why. Huang says, check out the Wendigo from Supernatural season 1. That's how they look like. Ooh, that's a good reference. I like Supernatural. Give me one second. I'm getting like a notification. Do we have any Supernatural fans? I used to watch that a lot as a kid. Supernatural. Would watch with my dad. Yeah, they basically had all the monsters you could possibly think of there. But there's too many seasons. I couldn't finish it. That was nice. I don't know. I kind of just went down the rabbit hole. I also do believe that there are feral people. There are definitely feral people in the woods. That I think it's a mix of paranormal and there being feral people. I did see like a TikTok. You know how you can submit like anonymous stories to some TikTokers, and they will tell you. And one of them was of a guy. I forgot her name, but she's very popular. One of them was of a guy. Oh, thanks for the hearts, you guys. And he was explaining, and no, it was a woman that worked in a diner, and the guy that would visit the diner often, he said he worked with like the police, and a lot of the times they honestly believed that there were actual people living in the forest. They just kind of like, you just can't do anything about it. Like I 100% believe there are feral people in the national forest and in Appalachian Mountains for sure, amongst all the paranormal. But his belief was that they weren't quite human and they've turned like kind of monstrous, you know, kind of like what was mentioned before, which was like you eat human flesh and you start to mutate into something, to a deadly monster. Okay, let me catch up. I says Wendy. Dusty Van says my mom's favorite movie was Poltergeist. Poltergeist is pretty creepy. Thanks for joining. Poltergeists are a cool concept. Yeah, we've talked about them before. I can see them, I think, more as like a stuck emotion, maybe like, maybe like something tragic, or like just like stuck intense energy, kind of. I know not everybody believes that, but I kind of see them that way. Okay, Rambly First Blood says, remember the kid that was leaving with wolves for 20 something years? They reported on the news. Yes, I remember that. Oh my God, that's such a good one. So there was a kid that was living, who grew up with wolves, like in a pack of wolves. The wolves took him in and he grew up. So when they try to integrate this kid into society, he was literally a wolf. It was so hard for this man. He was a man at that point, to integrate to society, because a pack of wolves raised them. And that really says, like, your environment has, I mean, yes, genetically, like, we get a lot of stuff passed down, but your environment really molds you, because he knew, like, the wolves accepted him as their own. They protected him, and he was like a pack. That was his family, which is very, really nice that was his family, but at the same time kind of sad because he didn't grow up with human family. What do you guys think of that? That is kind of insane. So I have 2 streams going on right now. So I have YouTube and TikTok. So I'm gonna catch up on TikTok. I know I have like 16 people on YouTube. And that says Romulus Remus. What is that? Sounds very familiar, Mr. Nasty. Okay, and then let's see. Let me catch up on the comments on YouTube. So Juan says, in fact, if you type in Supernatural Wendigo, you will see the scene where you can see it later. Also, a pet cemetery demon bringing dead bodies to life was a Wendigo that cursed the land. Ooh, really? The pet cemetery? I haven't seen that movie, though. Now I have to learn more about the Wendigo lore. Now I have to learn more. Yes, the pack of wolves raising the kid was insane. And it really showed how, like, your environment really creates you. Definitely look it up. Yeah, vampire. Sis says, hi, sweet girl. Hi. Okay, let me catch up on the comments. This says Rome. I don't know what that means. I don't know. I'm kind of happy. Isn't it nice to just talk about all the weird stuff? You know, we've talked about Wendigos. We've talked about like spirits, and I don't know, all the lore. The feral people. Oh, yeah. You know what? Talking about the boy that was raised by a pack of wolves, he was feral, but he wasn't depicted as the feral people that they depict in the Appalachian Mountains, where they seem to be more tribal and kind of dangerous. He was just like, the wolves were his family and they would protect him, you know, which is kind of sweet. Wolves can be like so family-like. I don't know. There's something cool about them. Thanks for the like and the follow. Good morning. It's Coffee. How are you? I'm doing great. We're just talking about weird stuff. If you guys have any ideas or topics or anything you guys want to mention or add to it, let us know. Yes, the unknown is fun. The unknown is fun. Oh my God. You know, this is kind of like, this is down another rabbit hole, but I have been watching a lot of animal communicators because I have 2 cats. And I was like, should I, like, that is such a cool concept, being like a medium and you can just talk to your dog or your cat. I kind of love that. And I feel like we all have that ability. We just have to meditate and tune into that. But cats are like so mystical. Even the animal communicators, what they get back is like from cats is, they have really good boundaries. You can learn how to like respect your boundaries from them. But they were like, I was prayed to by the Egyptians, blah, blah, blah. They see me as a god, a deity, which is kind of funny. The cats. I don't know. I have a bond with cats. I think they're so magical. Thanks for all the follows, you guys. Oh, here's a conspiracy theory I have from TikTok. Someone here says, this Zorba1776 says, cats are aliens. Seriously? Yeah, you know what? I have heard the theory where a lot of people believe that cats were genetically engineered by like a past advanced society that's hidden, like maybe Atlantis. There's a lot of people who believe that there was a old society called Atlantis where these people were way more advanced than us, and they were mixing genes to create new animals, right? Humans. That's why you have the lore of like the centaur man or things like that. This is just like a belief, but they believe that cats were created, which is so cool if you think about it. If they were created like that, dogs were definitely like very domesticated by our people, but they believe like this is before. What do you guys believe? Oh, and talking about alien animals, octopuses or octopuses and squids. Come on, you guys. Those they're not. They're nothing like any other animal here. They're so intelligent. Octopuses are so intelligent. There was like this octopus that went viral because he was in an exhibit, like an aquarium. Poor octopus. They put him in an aquarium. And he hated the light that was over him. So he would shoot water. He would shoot water at the light. No, I think it was at the switch. He figured out that when they clicked the switch, it would turn off. He would shoot water at the switch and it would turn off the light. And they would come in and they're like, why is this light off all the time? And they look at the camera and it was the octopus. It figured out how to turn off the light. Like their tentacles are all brains. It's like it's all like what you have, but it's like their tentacles. I don't know. It's kind of crazy. And I don't like eating octopus. It's like, I don't know, it feels weird. They're too smart. They're really smart. So also I've tasted it. It does not taste good, in my opinion. I had a friend that she was obsessed with eating like the cans, like in the middle of the night. Oh God, that was gross. But to each their own. You can eat whatever you want. Okay. So let me catch up on the comments on both sides, on YouTube and on TikTok. So on YouTube, that's funny. Something about moving the cats. Okay. I haven't seen the Cats movie. Let me see TikTok real quickly. Zana says, I'm here for it. Laugh out. Yes, we could all just talk about weird stuff. Also, I was asked to make a Discord for you guys, and I have delivered. I made a Discord for you guys. If you're on TikTok, it's on the description of my TikTok. If you're on YouTube, it's also in the description on the YouTube. Definitely check it out. We can just all keep chatting about all the weird stuff. Zorba says they see things that no one else can see. It's so crazy. Yes, cats are in this realm and the next. And honestly, like, cats will protect you. So if you are part of their family, they protect you spiritually. I have 2 cats. I have a boy and a girl. And I can tell that the girl's very protective energy. She will scare away anything that is not supposed to be in this house or near me. She'll like zone it into the corner and literally fight, like, scared away. Yeah, they're spiritual beings. They have a foothold on both sides. So the rest of love the fans. Thanks. Thank you. Elephants are very smart too. They have really good memory. So they say, always be nice to any animal. We're animal lovers here, but they say that if you do wrong an elephant, 20 years he's gonna remember. He might just throw mud at you or something. He'll remember. Hypnosis is amazing. Yes, hypnosis is amazing. I used to do a lot of sleep hypnosis. It's been a while. Cats have snake eyes. They do. Okay, you guys, I am gonna tune out. I hope you guys enjoyed this live. Make sure to like and follow, subscribe, because I do live often, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye, guys.